Isaiah Thomas. And first of all, I got to say, because Bones,
my man.
I'm just glad you were here. I was worried you were going to still be on the floor after the game ended with that stare. I mean, I said ticky tack. We discussed this last night. That wasn't right.
They can't call that.
That wasn't.
They can't call that right.
That wasn't right. Congrats on a great first.
They
half.
must have thought you was the old Isaiah.
Yeah, they had to.
Stadium.
They had to or something. They had to.
When you look at last night, and I know it's a loss, but 41 straight games of 20 points or more, when you see that you pass Havlicek and Bird, and I know you're a student of the game, what does that mean to you even looking at this screen and looking at that list?
It doesn't seem real at times. I mean, just to be in the conversation with such great players and legends and Hall of Famers, it's like every few games they always bring up something that I'm either close to Bird or passing somebody. So it's an unbelievable moment, but that happens when you play for the Celtics.
So I want to talk to you about two things, and there's two questions I have for you. I want to ask you about after you guys experienced the playoff loss against the Atlanta Hawks, what did you do to go back and improve your game and get to this level? And the second question I have for you is, talk about the relationship that you have with Floyd, with Mayweather, how you two feed off of each other in terms of confidence, what you've learned from him, watching him train, work out, prepare for a fight, and how that's helped you.
First, when I went back this summer and watched film, I wanted to get better at all aspects of my game. The Atlanta Hawks double teamed me a lot, and I had to make sure I couldn't use that as an excuse of why maybe I didn't play so well or why I couldn't get my team over the hump. So my thing about this season was just to make the right play. Be aggressive at all times. I remember you telling me years ago, be aggressive to score every time down. That's going to open up your passing lanes for assists. So my mindset this year is just every time down I'm looking to score. And then making a play off what the defense gives me. And then with Floyd, it's just a mindset of being great. He's always talking to me about not settling, not just being one of the greatest, but being the greatest player ever. And as he is the greatest boxer ever. And he's a guy that just talks to me before every game, basically, and says they lace up the shoes the same way you do. Don't back down from anybody. And he's a guy that really gives me good advice about being on the top of my game.
I'm curious, Isaiah, with all the things that are happening within your game, which I think you've had a tremendous amount of confidence that these things could happen for you in the league, and now we're just all getting a chance to watch you do amazing things. What part about the NBA game and about your mentality has your play opened up in terms of leadership, in terms of responsibility? I mean, things that you might not have ever in your head considered, oh my gosh, now I got these responsibilities on top of what I can do with the ball.
It's everything. I mean, I've always been a leader growing up. I mean, I remember my dad always telling me, don't be a follower, be a leader at a young age. But with being that guy, it takes a lot of responsibility. Like, you got to own up to a lot of things. You got to make sure guys know, okay, I'm at fault at times. I need y'all to get on me. I'm not perfect, and I can't just be getting on you guys all the time when I'm not doing right. Y'all can say something to me, and my teammates know that, and my coaching staff knows that. And one thing about Brad, he always says, I appreciate you allowing me to coach you. And that says a lot. And I want to be great. I want to be one of the best players to play, and I got to be allowed to be coached.
You know, we look at this Eastern Conference, this last few years, they say, all right, it's Cleveland, and then who's going to be their toughest test? You guys are pushing them going into this break. Are you paying attention as a group to where they are and saying, hey, look, we want to catch those guys, or you just kind of taking the one game at a time approach?
I know Brad, he always takes it one game at a time, but me, I'm a student of the game. I watch basketball each and every day. Yeah, we're chasing them. They're the team in front of us, and they're the team to beat, and we want to knock them out. And it's going to take a lot. I mean, they're the defending champions, so we feel like we can compete against anybody in this league.
You know, with all of this going on in terms of you chasing Cleveland, possibly being the MVP of the league, talk about the work that you find time to do away from the court. I always find it inspiring watching you work with the young kids, watching you work in the community. And I remember the trip that you took over, I think it was to India,
Yes.
where, you know, you came back and you said you were just blown away by, you know, how people treated you
Yeah.
and how you got a chance to interact with people from around the world. So it's not just in Boston, but it's also in your hometown in Seattle and what you're doing. Talk about some of that inspiring work that you're doing
Man,
now.
it's bigger than basketball. I always say it's how you treat people who can't do anything for yourself. And one thing about me, I told myself when I did be successful at whatever it was in life, that I wanted to give back to the communities I was a part of. And I think kids can relate to me more than they can relate to like a LeBron James, because I'm just probably a little bit taller than them. So I just
know
want
the feeling.
I just want to show them that anything's possible. I want them to know that I'm just like them. I can interact with you. I'm in the neighborhoods and giving back, and it's just being I guess somewhat normal, because I know in my hometown we didn't have no guy that comes back and we can look up to. So I want to be that guy in those communities I'm a part of, and I think it's big. It's bigger than basketball, and I want to be known for more than just a basketball player.
Well, it's been a pleasure watching you play this first half. Been great for Boston and for the league, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.